Thank you. Good to be here.
So Joel, after that glorious introduction, I don't know where you'd want to start.
I don't know. That was very generous, Richard. Thank you very much. We can start any place you want.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, what you
Okay.
do, and then we'll
I've got a PhD in finance. I used to run CFA test prep for a number of years. I ran it for 12 years. I was telling Richard before the show, we actually started Brandeis University back in the early 90s, and we trained about 12,000 people, about 110 countries around the world. And then I started I sold it in '05, started a hedge fund, a long-short equity hedge fund in 2005, where we invested in publicly traded entrepreneurial companies. And I can get into the characteristics of that. And then we shorted what we deemed to be opposite those. We call them the bureaucrats. And so we went long entrepreneurs, short bureaucrats.
Well, I can understand why Babson likes you. You've
Yeah.
been a serial entrepreneur yourself.
Thank you.
And what are you doing today?
So today, I'm a full professor at Babson as an entrepreneurship professor, but I run SMA Money, so we have about $120 million in a separately managed account that's going to be a live mutual fund in the next few days or weeks. Will be a publicly traded mutual fund. And then we also run a hedge fund with our money, and we have another mutual fund that's currently live with less money. It's about 25, 30 million in a global entrepreneur index. So we've been running money professionally for about 8 years.
So are you seeing a change in the marketplace or in the consumers? I'm going to cover both sides.
Right.
In terms of how the market is working.
Well, I mean,
and why now?
Well, I mean, what's not to like about this market? I mean, you'd be hard pressed not to make money in this market. I suppose unless you're in bonds, but in equities, it's hard not to make money in this market. And true to form, our group of entrepreneurs tends to outperform the market in positive markets. We tend to be about the same in down markets, and so our fund is up around 37, 38% so far this year. And not unlike lots of other indices and markets, we're a little bit ahead of those. But
Joel, can you share with Jeff and our audience the genesis of why you focused in on an entrepreneurial type of company as a differentiator between other types of metrics that you can measure a company by?
Yeah, thanks, Richard. We like to think of it as a new style of investing. I mean, people have always talked about management characteristics as being very important. I come from a background of fundamental analysis, having been in the CFA world and PhD in finance. So I respect the sort of fundamental characteristics. But what we've tried to do is quantify what we look for in terms of great managers, great leaders of organizations. So we look for stewards of organizations, the stewards of the companies, people like Steve Jobs who are in it for reasons other than just the money. And so we've compiled over the last, it's really been 20 years of academic research, where I started off as a PhD, was a finance professor. And then for those in your audience who know Babson, it's well known for entrepreneurship.